Authors are known to be evil. They sit in front of their computers, typing on their keyboards, occasionally asking Satan for ideas. And I know that because all they do is make me cry. Funnily enough, most of us dream to meet our favorite authors, specifically to thank them for the trauma. One of them is none other than Mr. J. Kristoff. He's an author I want to bitch slap across the face and then have a cup of coffee with. Why? The series right here is why. The Nevernight Chronicles is a series that made me cry tears of blood. To answer the question of whether it's a good thing or not, let us start our discussion, gentle friends. Book 1. Nevernight. Nevernight, he muttered. Stupid name for a book. Makes for interesting reading, Alias said. And you know what? I agree. Assassins? Revenge? Murder? Betrayal? Bitch, sign me up! I have to admit though, it took a little while for me to actually get into the story. But once we reached the Red Church and got to see Mia learn to become a true assassin, I was entirely invested. Loved Mia, loved Trick, had an actual lady crush on Ashlyn. I loved the setting and the story and the twists and pretty much everything. On a side note, Pierre Ford, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing this, did an incredible adaptation of this book. It's 3 episodes long and I wish it was a full movie. Check it out, it's amazing. Gave this one 5 stars. Book 2. God's Grave. So Mia eliminated one boss in the previous book, which means we have 2 more to go. And for that, we're no longer in the Red Church. We're slaves. You heard that right. Mia makes a slave of herself, manages to get sold to a gladiatorial collegium in order to fight and become even stronger and take down her remaining enemies. Let me tell you, this book is epic. I can't find the words to describe how phenomenal it is, other than the review that I posted many months ago and that still applies to this day. Mia, brilliant warrior, kills one more boss in a breathtaking scene. 5 shining, blinding stars for this one. Book 3. Darkdawn. Alright, so this is our true topic of the day. I remember checking the book on Goodreads right before reading it, and a reviewer said, "This is the book that will divide the fans." That's when I noticed that a lot of people who rated the first 2 books 5 stars didn't like this one. Unfortunately, I am one of them. In Darkdawn, it is revealed that the Red Church is affiliated with Mia's worst enemy, Skyva, whom we now know to be Mia's real father. This is the absolute fucking worst. But that was a great plot twist. There are more disasters to come, and not very good ones. Don't get attached. Seriously. Don't. And this applies to the entire series. As soon as you go, oh, I really like this character, a knife will come flying out of nowhere and cut their throat before piercing your heart. This man will not hesitate for 1 second, and you will get hurt. The writing. If you read anything by Kristoff, you know what I mean. The writing style is so bad. It's a nightmare. I fucking hate it. It's so stupid and doesn't make sense and it hurt me so much I wanted to die and... Hey! Calm down. The writing style is amazing. I understand why so many didn't like it. Even I needed some time to get used to it. Although at first I thought the reason why I struggled a bit to understand was because English isn't my first language. And the English used in these books was maybe too advanced for me. But then I checked the negative reviews and I realized even natives had the same issue. Yes, the writing is full of fancy adjectives and metaphors and flowery language, which felt weird to me and annoying to others apparently. To each their own. I was personally pretty impressed. The footnotes. It has footnotes? What kind of wanker writes a novel with footnotes? I must say, at least the author is self-aware. Or maybe he spent way too much time with the angry reviews, because the second most criticized thing in the Nevernight franchise after the writing is definitely the footnotes. I found them hilarious. I did eventually skip them because it was a bit annoying going back and forth to both read them and the chapters they're included in, and I didn't really like the long footnotes, those who were basically full paragraphs of world building that should have simply been included in the actual story. I do think, however, that they're great to go back to once you finish your reading. But that's mostly in the previous books. In Darkdawn, the self-deprecating humor is gold. You know, just Kristoff taking a shit on haters. Cue the swelling violins. The siblings.
Already thou hast I well learned from the Lady of Blades. So common are thine enemies, thou art in need of quality. Upon the blood of the aged I may sup to fuel my magics, as easily as upon the young. And I am still hungry. old man.
Shut up! I can't understand what you're saying! Adonai and Mariel are the worst. There are no words to describe how much I hate them. They are creepy, they are disgusting, and I can't stand the way they talk. Modern English is already a challenge for me. Think I'm going to bother listening to this Shakespeare crap? And God, are they disgusting. Did I tell you how disgusting they are? They're disgusting. Let me tell you about the scene that truly fucked me up. Imagine Adonai, soaked in blood, hungrily a woman's, all the while Mariel, his sister, is not only watching, but is also touching herself. Blech, disgusting!
Disgusting!
Mia. Oh, Mia, you magnificent little bitch! I need this on a shirt. And yes, she is a magnificent little bitch. This girl, she did the craziest shit. She trained and became a blade. She fought in the deadly game and won, becoming a gladiator. She got the head of the fucking king of pirates and took his place. Yeah, among 20 other things, Mia becomes the queen of pirates in this book, which is super cool and all, but why exactly? Here's the thing. I absolutely love badass, bitchy, bisexual Mia. She achieved so much in the span of 3 books, and although she deserved her victories in previous ones, I didn't think they were satisfying in Darkdawn. She somehow managed to do even bigger things with much less effort, which partly makes sense since she's way stronger here. Still, it all felt too easy. Another thing that bothered me. Nevernight and God's Grave were clearly centered around Mia. Darkdawn, not so much. It's not only about Mia's revenge anymore, it's also about the fate of the world. The thing is, I don't care about the fate of the world. The whole Crown of the Moon thing, but I'll come back to this later. Ashlyn. Oh, Ashlyn, how I hate you. My feelings for Ash were such a roller coaster. I had a massive crush on her in the first book. Then she proceeded to stab Trick, to yeet Trick, and shred my heart all in the same breath. So basically it went big crush, hatred and disappointment, big crush, hatred again because piss and blood was she annoying. She just spent her time being jealous of Trick and throwing tantrums because she doesn't like him, and hey, guess it feels weird to see somebody you stabbed come back to life. Kinda. All the moments she threatened Trick that were supposed to pass as cute and protective over Mia, I guess, were so annoying and extremely disappointing coming from her. Ash's relationship with Mia was so good in God's Grave. I couldn't take the romance in this book. It was cute for like 2 seconds before the stupid game of ping pong started ruining things. And speaking of romance, there is too much sex. Don't get me wrong, it's good smut, and I usually don't mind this stuff, but everything aside was already so boring that I couldn't care less about those scenes. So yeah, more jealousy, more chaos, more sex, and then Ash died. And then she came back to life. Why would you do that? Stop bringing people back to life. Trick. Trick was the only character I liked, though let's be honest, he was fucking useless. I don't even know why he was included in this book. He started the whole Crown of the Moon quest, but I already told you how I feel about the storyline. Mia knew about Cleo anyway, so it's not like he brought her any news. And the reason Mia finally decided to go confront Cleo was because of Ashlyn's death, not because Trick asked her oh so nicely to do it. So it really felt like the only reason why Trick was brought back was for the drama. Imagine being Trick in this situation, getting stabbed by your friend, fall to your death, come back as an undead, only to see the love of your life choosing the very same person that killed you. It's so funny. And by funny I mean it fucking hurts. You know what's even worse? At the end, he dies. Again. Killing himself. Seriously, give this guy a break. Did he have a single genuinely happy moment since he first appeared in Nevernight? All Trick ever did was suffer. Kristoff made him and it was the biggest scam in history.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Trick got tricked. I'm sorry. The brother. Jonnen. I will probably be killed on the spot for saying this, but I'm sorry, he was annoying. After everything that happened with Mia's family, I knew for sure that we would see Jonnen again, and I knew right away it was him the first time he appeared in God's Grave. I couldn't wait to see how his lost relationship with his sister Mia would go from there. And, well, it didn't go as I'd hoped. First of all, he went from pure hatred for Mia to brotherly love way too fast. All it took was a storm and a few cuddles. Second, he didn't even do much in the story. The whole thing was so promising and I didn't think it came off in a way that was satisfying enough. He just tagged along and was saved in the end when he could have made an incredible team with Mia. Third, he was a brat stomping his feet on the ground and complaining all the time. And okay, he's a kid, but still.
Okay, he's still the best character though, you know?
Nah, I didn't ask you. Also, Mr. Kindly is the best. The Red Church. So, the Red Church is evil. Top 10 anime betrayals. Now this was a very good twist. It was so ironic and funny to see Mia slay the very same people that taught her to slay. I did like some of those teachers, but seeing their dirty secrets and all the horrible things they did uncovered, yeah, I had no sympathy. Plus it was nice going back to the setting of the first book and have a bloodbath party in it. The Big Boss. The series is full of awful people, but Skyeva is the worst, or at least he's supposed to be. Suddenly we have this new opponent that doesn't do anything. Cleo is her name. She's an underdeveloped character that was meant to be important but had no real reason to be there. Mia had to kill her to steal her power. I didn't really care. Did we need to have her in the story? I don't know. By the way, is Darkdawn secretly part of the Cosmere? Because apparently we're uniting the Shard of Anais. Mystery. Anyway, Cleo dies pretty fast. Is Big Boss Skyeva any better? Nah. After being this ever-powerful evil spirit in Mia's life, he dies in a mess of a scene that was far from being satisfying to read. Overall, a big letdown after the great build-up of both Nevernight and God's Grave. The ending. At some point, I lost hope, but I somehow still counted on the ending to maybe change my mind. By then, I was already used to mind-blowing last-minute twists, after all. We had none. It was boring, and I was tired. The very last scenes with Mia and Ash made me facepalm. Alright, I shipped them really hard, and that last scene was cute. But can we stop with the resurrection thing? Ash is not exactly alive anymore. Yeah, she was killed somewhere in the mess. And it would have made me sad if she stayed dead, but I think it's better than do the exact same thing than Trick. It felt pretty stupid to me, but okay, it was still a heartwarming scene. Yay to love. The Nevernight Chronicle is an incredible series. The world building is as simple as day and night, and it's still so beautiful. As I already mentioned, Nevernight and God's Grave were masterpieces. Darkdawn was a letdown, mainly because of its long narrative that took way too many pointless detours. I started skimming through the text not even halfway through, and it's something I never do except when I'm really bored. The story lost its focus. It began with Mia, then it started shifting to something else. Lots of misadventures and obstacles that were overcome easily. Too much talking. Too many key moments that were unsatisfying. Book 1 and Book 2 took my breath away. They had me genuinely worry for the characters. Book 3 was so ineffective I didn't care about most deaths. All in all, it's not a bad book. Simply, it was way below its prequels, and I would have liked a better conclusion for this awesome series. Alright, I think I'm done, but before you leave, I'd like to thank today's sponsor, The Red Church. With The Red Church, make all your problems go away. Use the promo code KAYAKILLS for 20% off your next purchase. Make sure you keep it a secret. You wouldn't want to get a cult in trouble, now would you?